Hello Scorpio, welcome back to the Spirit's Path, and this is Dee, and this is your October horoscope for 2021. And just looking back here at the year, let's recap. This is the year of the ancestors, so you're listening to your own beat, and you've made that commitment to walk through the birch trees and move down your spiritual path. Now, earlier, the first half of this year, I kind of felt like this has been a career move for you. All right, you started off January with the King of Bows, and you were taking charge. Okay, that's what the King stood for. Taking charge of action. And then tie this up here before they blow away. February, it was working with your colleagues, working with your friends, having that hearth fire moment, and sharing acknowledgments, sharing achievements. Okay. In March, the Knight of Stones showed up. Okay, and he was, he's asking you, where do you push through? Where do you push through in that project? Where do you push through in that career? And as a result, in April, there was some generosity going on. Maybe you were generous in your spirit, or maybe the company you were working with was generous with you. Okay, but as a result of that, maybe it's a generous of the workload. They're giving you more, and that's how most companies do it. They give you more with less. Okay, but with that, January, March, April, May, you had that Ten of Bows in responsibility. You took on that responsibility to show that tribe and that elder, those elders, what you're made up for. And as a result, June, you were the maker of your own destiny, okay, which is represented by the Wheel card. July was a transition month for you. So the first half, I feel it's been career, okay, and now you're going into this transition phase in July. August, during this transition in July, leading into August, you felt at home. You've got that materialism, you've got that security, you've got that stability, okay? And because of that, it led you into September with the Ten of Vessels and happiness. So your whole year, Scorpio, has come together, okay? You took charge with what was going on, you pushed through, you've seen some generosity out there, which opened your eyes. You took on that responsibility. You made your fate and your destiny, and now you're transitioning into a different level. Okay, one that's giving you that security and stability. One that's giving you that happiness. All right. And now we're getting into October. All right, and at the end of October is part of your birth month. Going into November. So let's see what October has for you, Scorpio. And what I'll do is like I've done before, I'll draw one card for the theme, and then we'll draw 4 cards for each week, and we'll tie all that in. So your theme for the month is going to be a life lessons card of the Forest Lovers. Now, the Forest Lovers, talks about harmony, balance, equality. Could also talk about what's the word I'm looking for? Not being judgmental of others. Looking at relationships on an equal value, an honest value. Okay, but there's also the aspect of truly giving your heart to somebody. All right, and being tied around that birch tree. Now, the birch tree in itself is wrapped with, that green wrap. And that reminds me of the balance card, okay? With this Forest Lovers card, it's leading me to believe that you and your significant other are going to be very happy together right now. You're going to have that balance between each other. You're going to have that love that's flowing between each other, Scorpio. Okay? There's going to be, even though you've got Mercury retrograde going on and it's going to, hinder your communications, this is going to be an opportunity, to connect more deeply with the one you love. So that's the theme for the month, Scorpio. And that's a very good theme because, you build up that home, you build up that happiness. And the card that wants to jump out that first week, Five of Arrows, frustration. And that doesn't surprise me. With Mercury retrograde, the Five of Arrows is going to jump out. And what is it, it's frustration. Arrows is an air logic energy, okay? And the frustration is up in here. With Mercury retrograde, though, we can lose something in communication, whether that's with work or, a significant other, however you want to talk about it. But what's the goal? All right, you're not hitting that goat because you're frustrated. This first week of October, you want to take a step back. You want to be able to breathe. All right, and if you're not hitting that mark, this needs to be an awareness for you to say, you know what, things aren't going the way I want them to go. Maybe I just need to step back and instead of trying to shoot my arrows to try to hit this. Maybe I ought to just, relax a little bit, steady my aim, and focus on what that goal is during that first week. The second week, Scorpio, is going to be represented by the Stag. And to me, this is justice. And this is another life lessons card. Justice, the Stag is half elk and half man, okay? He's the guardian of the wildwood forest. And like I said, this is a life lessons card. So, the second week of October, maybe, because you weren't hitting your goal last week with that Five of Arrows frustration, maybe has led you in your relationship to look at it and say, you know what, I was justified in communicating what I needed to be communicated. But with Mercury retrograde, you're always going to have that opportunity to come back. And you have to defend yourself like this, like the Stag does. But you have to do so honestly, and you have to do so fairly. You have to understand that, yes, I can chop down a tree, but I have to replant that tree, okay? Because wherever there's give, there's take. And wherever there's, negative, there's positive, okay? So, the Stag helps create that balance within the relationship, the balance within, nature and the harmony within the wildwood forest. Even though that, you may not, like I said, may not be hitting that goal, all right, you're going to find that balance within that relationship because you're working on it. You're trying to be in harmony with that significant other. Okay, the third week of October, the theme will be Eight of Vessels rebirth. So, while you're working on things, during this Mercury retrograde, this third week is giving you the opportunity to immerse yourself in the water, okay? It's interesting enough that when you're in a relationship, when you're in a new relationship, you have to build that trust. You have to build, trust is the biggest one, but you have to build that security with being who you want to be, being how you are with them and being, with them in public. And when you do that, okay, you feel reborn, okay? But here you have to jump into the waters. You have to jump in and really cleanse yourself of all the negative emotions and negative thoughts, all right? Last week it was all about fairness and equality, all right? This week it's all about yourself, being reborn to this aspect of, I really want to be with this person. I really want to have that harmony and that balance. And I can't go into this with negative attitude, negative emotions. I have to go into this with positive reinforcement. And when you can, purge yourself of those negative emotions by jumping into this pool and just being reborn, the water cleanses you. The water purifies you to move forward during that third week of October, Scorpio. So let's see what the final week comes out, and that's the Blasted Oak. So you got two life lessons card here. Now, with this Blasted Oak, this is a big, catastrophic oh my God, this happened to me. How am I going to respond to this type attitude, right? It's something that comes out of the blue. Okay. But what I like about this card is here you are standing on this branch and a lightning strikes that branch, okay? And it breaks those bonds that held you to that oak tree. Okay, are you going to fall and get hurt? Yes. Okay, but it also, broke the bonds that held your feet and your arms to the tree. You are free now of the constraints, whether self-imposed or whether somebody else imposed those on you, to move forward. And how does this relate to the Forest Lovers card? Because whatever those constraints were in the past, you're free now to move forward. You're free to, engage with binding yourself to somebody that you love. Okay? There may be some hurt feelings involved in moving out of somebody's house, all right? Moving in together with somebody else, right? To find that balance and harmony. And that may be a sudden change, for you as well as for them. But that's okay because this, this all leads together, right? In order to have that love for that other person, you need to venture out, okay? It may be frustrating to do that, to leave that home where you're at, okay? You may be just in your actions, in what you want to do. Fair and equality. It's a time to be reborn during that Mercury retrograde as it ends. And as a result, it's going to be catastrophic change. But one, it's going to be for the better, because what that's going to do is that it's going to lead you to be with the one that you're supposed to be with. To find that harmony, to find that balance, to find that equilibrium, of kindred spirits moving together, of committing yourself to that other person, to stay happy from September, to have that security and stability from August, during that transition in July. So there you have it, Scorpio. That's your card of the month, the Forest Lovers. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others. And I hope you enjoy the October card. And we'll talk to you in November. This is D for Spirit's Path. Take care, God bless, and stay safe, everybody.